I want to go over this list. I want to see how all of us compare. And then, folks that are listening to us, see how you compare to the list. All right, so here we go. The list is as follows. Number 1, this is to be successful. So highly successful people, they have these traits.
Okay, let's see.
Number 1, they wake up from a good night's sleep.
Okay.
I typically don't.
Yeah, I'm a big negative on that one.
Yeah, because I don't get a lot of sleep. Just my schedule doesn't give me, time for a whole lot of sleep. But, I think I've been, moderately successful in my life.
Well, hold on. Is the sleep you get good sleep, or are you tossing and turning all night?
No, I'm not talking.
I can sleep for 4 hours
you know
and
what?
function well if I get good 4 hours of sleep.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, and that's about my average. But I do get a nap during the day, but I probably get 4 to 4.5 hours. I'm shooting for 5. If I can get 5 solid hours, but also what really sucks, and we've talked about this, when you have those tumultuous dream nights, and those happen to me like maybe 4 times a year, where your dreams are so active and vivid, it feels like you're not even sleeping. And, even though you might have slept, it just doesn't feel like you've slept.
Right.
It feels like you've been like run through the ringer the whole freaking night.
I have that.
And you wake up from, and those are the nights where you remember every dream, and they're vivid, and it's like they interfered with, and clearly you're deeply in REM sleep, but it doesn't feel like it. Anyway, so number 2 on the list, successful people get up early. Well, that's just the nature of the gig that we have. We kind of get up early here, but
I think we get up too early.
all right, the next one. Successful people spend time in meditation. Let me tell you right now, I have never meditated in my life. I can't sit still for 2.5 seconds, let alone meditating. Can you see me meditating?
You
No,
know what?
I can't see
It probably
that
wouldn't
either.
hurt.
Can you see? I'm vibrating like a paint shaker.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. I don't even know. I can't even process what meditation actually is. I have never meditated. I don't think anyone, like an animal tamer, the horse whisperer, the MJ meditation whisperer. I don't think there's anyone out there that can teach me to meditate. They're probably, I'll take on that challenge, MJ.
Challenge accepted.
I have never meditated in my life.
People who do it swear by it.
It's a learned activity. You either want to learn it or you don't.
I mean, you know what? That is as foreign to me as understanding a black hole, 30 light years away. I can't even, meditation,
Okay.
I can't even fathom it.
All right, so you don't meditate. You don't get a good night's sleep.
All right.
You do get up early.
All right. Next. Successful people avoid reaching for coffee immediately.
Because they say that it revs your cortisol up too quickly. So you want to stave off until, an hour or so after you've been up.
Well, guess what? I avoid reaching for coffee indefinitely.
You never touch it.
Not immediately. I don't drink coffee at all. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I know there are people saying, oh, that's BS, MJ. I have never in my life had a cup of coffee. Never. Zero.
Okay.
So I do avoid reaching for the coffee immediately because I don't drink any freaking coffee. All right. They have a healthy breakfast. Now, I don't.
We don't have
I don't have breakfast.
We don't have time.
I have zero time for breakfast. In fact, I don't even drink during the morning show.
Nope. You're not a drink.
You know,
you're not a liquid drinker.
I mean, I drink a lot of water, but it's like after the show. And for me, my breakfast is when I get home.
Right.
So when I get home at like this morning's a workout day. Today's an X-Force body workout day, Mondays and Thursdays for me. So I'll be home a little after 11 a.m. because I've got my session after the morning show on Mondays and Thursdays.
What time did you get up this morning?
I was up. You know what? That gets. Remember, I said I had a sleeping arrangement issue last night with Michelle. I got a little thing.
Generally
Yeah, we gotta
speaking,
hear
what
about
time
this.
do you wake? On a normal good morning, what time do you get
This
up?
morning I woke up. This was a weird freaking night. Generally, I wake up at 4:45. That's my wake up time. This morning I woke up at 3:30 because I never went to bed. I fell asleep on the couch last night, and
no.
Michelle was all alone in bed last night.
She was probably loving it.
I gotta call her up and see if she even knows that I did not join her in bed. I think I fell asleep. I was tired yesterday, and I fell asleep on the couch. I was doing show prep, and I said, I'm just going to close my eyes for a second, and then I wake up at 3:30 this morning. So I closed my eyes at it was like 9:56, and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up until 3:30.
We'll get to the sleeping issue you had last night. What's the rest of the list?
Yeah.
Well, you just asked me about it.
No,
You
but-
just
but-
asked me what time
Yeah, I said generally, then you had this weird night. Because the point I was trying to make, which I'm over now, is from the time you wake up, have you consumed anything?
No.
Right? Right now. You've been up for 2.5, 3 hours?
I've been up since 3:30 this morning.
Yeah, okay. So have you...
I've had nothing. I've had no
juice,
no water.
You didn't have a Pop-Tart on the way
I've
out?
had zero, nothing at all.
Okay.
So
Healthy breakfast out the window with you.
there's no healthy breakfast. My breakfast is typically 10:30 to 11:15 is when I have my brunch or whatever you want to call it.
But you have had 3 cigarettes.
No, I
Okay.
don't.
All right.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
You're less and less fun every time.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
And I've never smoked a joint in my life either. All right. Successful people, they incorporate exercise. See, that's a ding, ding, ding for me because I
You do that.
I do the weight training. I do that twice a week, and then I'm walking 30 miles a week.
Now, do they say it has to be in the morning or nighttime, or
Doesn't
this
say.
isn't part of a morning routine?
Doesn't
this
say.
is just okay,
Just
somewhere in the day.
So successful people, they incorporate. Well, no, you know what? It does say every morning. So I would imagine that it's an exercise regimen in the morning. So it does. It does say that. And you exercise in the morning and get your metabolic rate going. Yeah. So it is a morning event. Now I don't exercise in the morning. I exercise at 10:30 with my weight training 2 times a week, and then I walk though in the late afternoon to early evening.
Okay.
Right. So like last night, I walked 3 miles last night. Night
Boy.
before, I walked 5 miles.
You walk so far. I wouldn't have such a reliable car if I were you.
The next on the list. So 10 things that highly successful people do every morning. Folks, where are you on this list? I know that people are listening and they're kind of ticking this off and they're making mental notes. The next one is they dress simply.
Oh, that's you.
I'm guilty.
All day.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get all dolled up in new outfits and
Yeah.
everything. I'm wearing, I mean, just look at me on MJTV. I mean, I wear shorts and I wear a t-shirt every single day. Every once in a while, maybe I'll have an Under Armour collared shirt on, but that's, it's usually just, I'm as simple as it gets when it comes to dress. I'm like Fred Flintstone in here. Same thing virtually every day. All right. Then we're about to round this thing out. They set priorities for the day. I guess I kind of do.
Your show is the number one priority.
Doing this show is the priority, and making the show the best that it possibly can be on a daily basis. That's the priority. So successful people, they set their priorities for the day. And then finally is they make multitasking work.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, sometimes they say multitasking is bad for your brain, but this is saying successful people figure out how to do it.
well, it is said that if you multitask, that you're not doing the best job on each task.
Yeah, focus on a task till it's done, then get to the next one.
Exactly. So I'm about, halfway on that list? I mean, I consider myself pretty successful in my chosen career, but I only do about half the things on that list. So is the list real, fake?
Right.
What do
Well,
you
you're
think?
half successful then.
Fake news? Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Go ahead and click, share, subscribe, all this stuff.